Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Noodles at Noon, the show that focuses on things that are not worth focusing on. I am your host, whose parents' anniversary was this weekend, or week. Congratulations to them on 30 years. I am Ben, and we are joined, as always, by my wonderful co-host, whose anniversary was yesterday. It's Noah.
Tomorrow. Oh, wait, Monday.
From the time this airs.
We record these on Monday. I always forget.
Yes, we do.
It's Monday right now.
It's Monday
Saturday.
right now, guys. Is that all you, nothing to say to Jessie, your wife? Okay.
Oh, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Just making sure you got in what you wanted to say. And this week, our special guests, well, their marriage happened in Taekwondo uniforms, outfits, whatever they are called. It's Liz and Aaron from the Topic Please podcast. Woo!
Hello, and they're called Doughbox.
True statement.
Ooh. I want to get married in a dough box. Dough box?
It's a dough box.
Now, one is a
Plural
dough
is
box.
dough box.
That doesn't change the fact that I really want to get married in a dough box. So
That'd be what kind of dough?
donut dough.
I was thinking cinnamon roll.
Ooh, that would be good. Or like a bear claw, monkey bread dough.
Instead of rice, just pour icing.
As they walk down the while exiting, that'd be perfect.
Icing at the bride and groom.
That would be gross. Anyway, thank you all so much for listening to Noodles at Noon. So glad to have you. You can find us anywhere. Spotify, YouTube. No, you can't find us on YouTube. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, anywhere podcasts are available. And this week, we get to talk about the ultra special Topic Please podcast. Where can that be found, Aaron or Liz?
At topicplease.com.
Topicplease.com.
I'm so jealous of that URL. Like, we have to have podcasts at the end because Noodles at Noon was taken. But you guys have that clean URL, topicplease.com. It's perfect.
I don't know who would take it.
I don't know.
But I don't know. I think it's a really good name for podcasts.
When we were looking for coming up with a podcast name, a lot of them that we were looking at, like, there's even a bunch of Topic Please stuff out there, like on social media. And I was like, really? Come on, guys. Like, just let us have it.
Then he paid for it and we got it.
Well, perfect. I mean, we got the URL.
He paid $40,000 for the rights to topicplease.com.
But I mean, that's why
how it works.
That's why our email is topicpleasecast@gmail.com. We had to put cast on there.
Oh.
Topic Please at Gmail was taken.
You are the cast members of Topic Please. We have the whole cast here. That's how awesome this is. Tell us a little bit about what goes down on Topic Please.
Usually it's me coming up with some random topic, and Liz may or may not know about it ahead of time.
I sit here and just listen and I'm like, wow, okay.
And
that's what we're talking about.
We just talk about it. Like, we realized, we had all of these really weird conversations, just, dinner table talk and stuff. And I was like, we should record this and just do a podcast that this is what it is. And so that's what we do. Kind of come up with this random stuff and just talk about it.
That's how we started getting going with our podcast. Is Michael, Noah, and I, we would just have Discord calls every week where we would play games with each other and tell each other about our weeks with the limit of it only taking an hour. And then we were like, hey, we should make this a podcast.
Oh my gosh, I just realized I am talking through the wrong microphone. I'm going to switch my mic input real quick. And we'll be right back.
Dun-dun-dun.
Sorry, everyone who had to listen to my terrible mic for the last 6 minutes. We have fixed the issue and thankfully fixed it at the 6-minute mark and not the 55-minute mark. But yeah, anyway, I was listening to your podcast on word aversions this week and found it really interesting because there were a lot of typical words on that list that we're familiar with people being averse to, like the word moist, Ben.
Yes, I'm adverse to the word moist.
But I thought it was interesting, some of the words on that show that I'd never really considered. But apparently some people have an aversion to the word blog. you guys talked about that a little bit, and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, like I don't see why that's a problem with some people, but apparently it is.
I feel like
Like-
it's because they hear the blah part of it first.
Blah.
I mean,
I don't think the ugh makes it any better either.
Right?
The blog.
I mean, personally, I would think vlog. Like that one just sounds weird, or more weird. Like
Vlog
VL,
doesn't flow as well.
Yeah,
Vlog's got a good sound to it.
yeah, VL just doesn't really work together. But
What other
vlog-
words start with a VL?
VLOOKUP.
Vladimir.
What?
VLOOKUP. An Excel
an
function.
Excel.
Yeah.
Listen, I knew that one.
That was so quick. My dad would be very proud, Liz.
Aw,
He taught me,
thanks.
he like made me take an Excel class in I think 4th grade, and I learned how to do VLOOKUP and all of those Excel functions.
See, I'm proud of your dad because I go to companies and do trainings teaching them how to use Excel. And they're all adults.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Like, I can't remember. I think my wife was talking to somebody the other day that said they didn't realize that the cells could add up automatically. Like, she was getting out a calculator and adding up the contents of multiple cells, like manually.
Oh, instead of auto sum?
Yeah, instead of just summing them up.
Yeah, there's
This
a
is
lot
an
of,
Excel podcast now. Can we talk
Right?
about Excel?
and there's so many
Yeah.
things you can do with
If you want
Excel that you just don't know.
It's amazing.
I'm just gonna sit back and eat my burrito while y'all talk.
You have a burrito, Ben?
Yeah.
What flavor?
home. Burrito flavored.
Nice.
Do you get different flavors of burritos? I
Yeah,
always
different
kinda thought they
meats.
were relatively the same flavor. It's
Some
a
are
steak burrito.
spicy.
This one is spicy. I asked for the spiciness.
All right.
Yeah. Well, that I feel like it's a pretty good summation of what a Topic Please podcast is, right? Because Noah brought up a topic and then we discussed it.
Exactly.
That's true.
So, if you enjoyed that, me eating a burrito while they talked about Excel, make sure you head over to topicplease.com.
Topicplease.com.
There it is. And make sure you check out their podcast. So for our weekly updates this week, as we kind of dive in, I think I'm first to go. And I wanted to talk about an experience that Noah and I shared this week. Because Noah and I, we both are fully vaccinated and incubated or whatever the correct word is.
Inoculated.
Inoculated.
I use so many wrong
Inundated.
words there. Inundated. We are inundated with our vaccine. That's how it works. But we were both vaccinated, so we went to attend this event. Noah and I are working on starting kind of like a worship outreach program at a church that I volunteer at. And there's one similar to what we're going for in the city where Noah lives, and I'm good friends with the people who run it. So they texted me a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago, and were like, "Hey Ben, we're having our Battle of the Bands event, and we need an extra judge to judge the Battle of the Bands. Will you do it?" And I was like, "Yes, that sounds like a wonderful, wonderful time. I will love to do that." And because Noah is yet to meet these people who might be helping us out a little bit, I brought Noah along to watch the Battle of the Bands, and apparently he was not adequately prepared for this church event, which
I was told, yeah, like, hey, they help kids like learn to play music, and you should come, and it's like a church event. So I was like, okay, sure, yeah, I'll go. And then I walk in, and the whole room is fogged up from the fog machine and the lights on the stage. And Ben tells me it's a Battle of the Bands that he's judging, and it totally changed my perspective of what the night was going to hold.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like you were thinking, oh, it's just going to be like, some praise and worship practice or something.
Right.
That kind of thing.
I wasn't expecting 21 Pilots raps
Yeah.
with fog machines.
It was a good time. So I get there, and Noah and I get there. We're talking to the people, and I get ushered over to my judging desk because I had like a name tag and everything, and I had a score sheet that I was supposed to fill out for each one of the bands that performed. And so the event kind of begins, and my friend Alicia, also Austin, a good friend, listens to the podcast. Hi, Austin. How you doing? This is Austin's wife, Alicia. She was emceeing the event. She was like going through, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to introduce the judges for tonight's event." And she did introduced the person next to me, and she was like, "This is Keith. He has been in bands for the last 40 years doing XYZ, plays this instrument, plays that instrument." And they're talking about that. And then my friend Sarah, who I know really well from college, she was one of the other judges. And she was like, "This is Sarah. She is a music education major, and she has a vocal degree in vocal performance." And at that moment, I was like, wait a minute. I studied journalism. Why am I here? So then she gets me, she's like, "And this is Ben. He's been in worship bands." And I was like, "Yeah, I have." I'm like, "I am so underprepared for this." And so the night goes on. All the kids did fantastic. And these are like middle to high schoolers. And like Noah said, they did 21 Pilot songs. They did One Direction songs. They were all fantastic. It was a great night. And Austin's band, the band that he led, was the one that won. So congratulations, Austin, once again, on your band, which were called... I can't remember what they were called.
I don't remember.
But they did well, and they won. So that was probably the most fun part of my week. It was a great time. And good job to everyone who was there, all the kids. I don't know if they'll ever hear this, but y'all did great. So...
She did mention when she introduced you that you have a podcast, so...
She did. No, that's right. She did. It was like, he's been in worship bands, he plays instruments, he has a podcast. Those are his qualifications, which weren't very qualifying.
And as the four of us would know, if you have a podcast, it just means you know stuff, and you're qualified to judge other people.
Or even if you don't know anything, you can sit there and talk for a little while about nothing.
That's basically what I did.
He did. You did a great job, Ben, like coming up with things to say or things to nitpick. Well,
I wasn't very nitpicky.
You weren't very nitpicky. You were very nice. It was pretty low stakes.
Yeah. I mean, they were like middle and high schoolers. I wasn't going to be like, "You all suck."
Now the ones that were like, "Oh, they have a podcast, we'll listen," just heard that. That's all they heard.
I mean...
That's all.
I mean,
You should have said,
Noah, it's your turn.
For my full notes.
No, it's your turn to do a weekly update.
You should have said, for my full notes, visit noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
There's just like a list for each person of like personal issues I have with them. Like, this isn't even musical related. Like, your hair was dumb.
Why'd you stand that close to the edge?
Really? Those shoes? Okay. Like, fine.
I saw you chug that whiskey before the concert. That's negative points. Just kidding. There was none of that.
No, it's your turn. Go.
It's my turn. Yeah, I also want to just echo how cool that Battle of the Bands was. It was really cool. It would have been the highlight of my week, except this week was, as we mentioned before, my 1-year anniversary. Also my wife's, conveniently enough. So it's hard to believe it's been a year. Ben was one of the very lucky few that got to come to our COVID wedding.
Such a lucky person. So happy.
Such a lucky person that he got to stay late and do all the cleanup. I assume you did cleanup. I don't actually know. I wasn't there.
No, I left with you guys, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He actually went on our honeymoon with us.
Yeah, it's a great time.
We had to record the podcast, and it just made sense.
No,
that's friendship.
My favorite thing about that wedding is we remembered like 25 minutes into the reception that I was technically the MC.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, we need someone to make an announcement. Oh wait, that's Ben's job.
This is also the wedding that started, and Jesse had to walk like across, because it was an outdoor wedding, and she had to walk like a long ways to get to where everyone was sitting. So it was like a long 2 or 3 minute song to get her down the aisle. And the pastor turned to me and said, "You have the rings, right?" And I kind of checked my pockets and checked my pockets again, and then realized, oh, they're sitting on the counter in the bathroom where I changed in, like quite a ways away. And so I panicked for a second, didn't know what to do, and finally had to grab my brother-in-law who was in the front row, and he made a mad dash, missed the whole bride walking down the aisle part, I'm pretty sure. But he was able to bring us our rings, which was really nice.
Aw.
No one's there for the bride anyway, so.
Yeah, they were there for Ben. Let's be real.
Yeah,
they were there for
me.
Ben's hip scene. We were going to do a live podcast recording after the reception.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to go on an anniversary trip. We got to go to our local big city and stay at kind of a fancy hotel. It's like an old hotel that we thought was owned by the unsinkable Molly Brown, but apparently not. They just have like pictures and stuff about her, and it's named after someone else that is also a Brown. So that was interesting. We learned a lot of details. Learned we'd been totally bamboozled, and Molly Brown had only ever stayed at this hotel, and that was all she had to do with it. But we got to go to a museum, which was really fun. We got to go to a very interesting exhibit about Stonehenge and learn that we don't really know that much about Stonehenge, but...
You got to go learn that you didn't know anything. That's awesome.
Yes. I walked out and I asked Jessie, like, so were all your questions answered? And she said, well, I guess. I don't know. It's just a lot of people have theorized they were built by aliens.
I was going to say the aliens built it, right?
Yeah.
I think they figured out some things about like who built it and how they carried these stones like 150 miles from Wales, but I don't know that I could tell you a lot more than that.
Did it give you any more information on Carhenge in Nebraska?
It didn't even mention Carhenge.
Oh, well, what's the point then?
I know, at least because I've been to the real Stonehenge, and they have a little museum there too. And there's a whole room, dedicated to like, we don't know what Stonehenge is about. Then there's another room that's like Stonehenge throughout media, and it's like, oh, Stonehenge was in this Scooby-Doo episode. Here's a TV playing this Scooby-Doo episode. And that was like the whole museum.
So they didn't mention Carhenge?
But they didn't mention Carhenge there either, sadly.
It's so underappreciated.
Yeah. Carhenge was way cooler. Let's
bet.
just be real.
Now I feel like I need to look up what Carhenge is.
Yeah, you should, Liz. It's incredible. It's just a recreation of Stonehenge, but with old junk cars.
That's cool. I don't know. The only car thing I've been to is the
Cadillac Ranch.
Yeah.
In Texas.
The Cadillac what?
The Cadillac Ranch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they have a bunch
Okay, I'm
of
looking this
like cars like nose down in the ground. People stop and spray paint them and stuff.
Is it the Cadillac of ranches?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Ah.
They're just buried like halfway
Yeah.
into the ground.
And you stop and spray paint them, and they're constantly changing because they're spray painted
yeah.
by people all the time.
That's amazing. This is very similar to Carhenge. Like just in the middle of a field. It's not like it's in the middle of a town or anything. It's just like in the middle of some farmer's field.
I want to go see
Weird.
this.
Yeah, like the Cadillac Ranch is just outside Amarillo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Amarillo, Texas. Interesting. Ben, I think we need to take a road trip.
Road trip. I'm down. Where's Michael?
Get him before he starts med school.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had a really great trip. I don't have much more to say about that, but it was really fun. The only kind of sad part was we woke up this morning, like, you know, we've been married a year, and we can hear a couple breaking up in the hotel room right above us.
Oh, no.
I don't know what kind of omen that is, but...
I don't think it's. I think you should have like gone upstairs and been like, "Hey,
Here's why it's worth it.
here's why it's worth." Yeah.
Just
But, yeah,
remember
I'll-
what floor you stayed on, and don't ever stay on the floor above that.
Don't stay on. Floor
Yes.
5. That was floor 5.
So floor
That's a good
floor
point.
5 is the omen for staying away from.
See, but here's what's going to happen: is the next time you stay there, you're going to go to the receptionist, and be like, "Hey, can we not stay on floor 5?" And they're going to be like, "We don't have a floor 5.
It never existed.
It never existed."
Just go straight from. Does it go straight from floor 4 to 6, or is it just a 4-story hotel now?
It's just, yes.
Well, anyway, Liz and Aaron, I want to hear more about what you guys have been up to. Do you, especially Liz, if you have anything interesting to talk about, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I guess my biggest thing this week is I did Ancestry DNA, and I got my results this week. Like, I was super excited. My parents have told me all these things all my life. The things that I found out most are I didn't come from anywhere that I was told I did, but I did come from my parents. So I was super
That's
excited.
good.
Yeah. And my
That's
daughter's
good.
happy to know that I am her mother because she had already done. She had done the Ancestry DNA before I had, so she was waiting and waiting for my results to come in.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I called her and said,
My-
Ariel, I am your mother.
My parents did that, which I didn't have to do it because I was like, well, I came from them. But so I know my ancestry now too. But my mom did, and she was like, "Oh, I got my results back." I'm like, "Oh, what'd you learn?" She's like, "My parents are liars."
Such a
I
true
was like-
statement. I have
Yeah,
no
it's-
indigenous individuals. I have no
Exactly. That's
no
what my mom was
African,
told
no
too.
Mexican. All this stuff I was told all my life. No German. I am, yeah. But I do have Wales, so maybe my ancestors helped with that
There you go.
Stonehenge.
Maybe. When my dad
That could
so
be,
like
yeah.
my parents got theirs, and like I was talking to my mom about hers. I'm like, "Dad, what do you say?" He's like, "I'm white."
Yeah, that's what
That's
Liz
all it
said when
said.
she was reading hers. She was like, "I am so white."
Which
Yeah.
is funny because I'm so tan.
Yeah, it's like English, French, Polish,
Sweden.
Sweet, yeah.
What? I didn't. My phone's not with me. But yeah, I was really shocked by my results. And I got to be a little bit worried for a moment because I was not finding any of my family on my dad's side, and I was like, wait, maybe. But then I found my cousin, so I was like, phew, I'm good. So yeah, that was my excitement for the week because I got my results in.
So you didn't find out you're like the long lost ancestor of George Washington or anything like that?
No, I got nothing cool like that.
No
So-
no fancy famous people that you could find.
Nope, I am a boring white person.
See, he used George Washington as an example. I could see if it was a toss up between like George Washington or Jack the Ripper, you would like be way more excited to find that you were related to Jack the Ripper than George Washington.
It's funny because I am uploading my results into GEDmatch just so that maybe they'll find the serial killer by matching DNA.
There you go.
I really hope that they don't find a serial killer related to me, but a
Or
little
find
bit
that
would be
you're
kinda
a
cool.
serial killer.
Well, dang, I should have thought about that before I did the DNA
Ew.
stuff.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
And I
Didn't
mean,
think that went through.
opinion is souring on George Washington as the years go on, so
That is true.
it's not a bad thing. It's probably a good thing to not be related to any like well-known people from that time period.
Right?
I think it's more like it's better not to be related to any well-known people.
That's
Yeah,
true. Then
just
there's
period.
nothing.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I will say, Jesse and I were talking about this, like throughout the course of a person's life, like when they get to the end of their lives, there's always someone that can say a bad thing about somebody. Like all these famous figures, they all have like bad stuff that, you know, you can pick out the good or you can pick out the bad. And we could only come up with two people that didn't apply to. And it was
I got
Mother
them.
Teresa
Oh,
and
never mind.
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers is one of mine.
Mr. Rogers is awesome.
I was going to say Mr. Rogers and Steve Irwin.
Oh, actually, that's a good one. Yeah. We actually talked about him too. He's, these people that you can't really find anybody that's going to say something negative about them.
Yeah. My favorite is every time, like, PETA tries going after Steve Irwin, the rest of the internet just, like, rallies against them.
I feel like anytime PETA does about anything, the whole internet rallies against them.
It's a good unifying force.
I mean, all of those things that we're apparently not even supposed to say anymore. And some of those
I remember
things
that list, yeah.
because of PETA, and it's like, really? That is not harming any animals. I mean, come on, guys.
Like kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or be a guinea pig, beat a dead horse. Okay, that one's over the top.
What does the horse care? It's dead.
Right? A little bit.
Yeah.
But they
that's just
provide
more of like
alternatives.
a moral injustice.
They do provide alternatives. And for the life of me, I can't remember a single one of them.
Some
Instead
of
of
them
bring
were a
home
little bit
horse.
out there. Like, they just didn't roll off the tongue the same way.
Instead
Yeah.
of bring home the bacon, just say bring home the bagels. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Instead
Hey, I
of
do
beat
that
a,
on Mondays.
instead
do
of
ya?
beat a dead horse, feed a fed horse.
Why?
That
It's
one
already fed. You're
sounded
trying to
weird.
That's the
fatten
point.
that horse up?
Feed a fed horse.
No, that's the point. There's no point in beating a dead horse, and there's no point in feeding a fed horse.
But I always thought the point of beating a dead horse was like overkill. Which
Yeah, that's
So
like,
now we're
that's
just
the same thing,
overstuffing
now
and
you're
causing
overfeeding a horse.
obesity in the horse.
Yeah,
which is
PETA.
equally bad.
that's bad. Dang it. Can't do it.
So don't use that one.
So don't use that one. That
I
one's
think I am gonna
problematic, too.
start.
Canceled.
I think I am gonna start using bring home the bagels just to like see what weird looks I get from people when they
That one is-
like.
I do like that one.
Like, wait, did he just say bagels instead of bacon? Like, what?
I feel like that would be good here. You don't like bagels either, though. So you don't like bacon. You don't like bagels. But I'm all up for the bagels.
Bagels are good.
Every time anybody
Love
says
bagels.
that, though, I'm going to be looking for bagels and be kind of sad if there aren't any.
Bring home the
You don't think
bagels. Where
they're
are they?
literally bringing bagels? Well, Aaron, what about you? What have you been up to this week?
Pretty much just finishing up the semester, teaching 3 classes. Now we just got through finals week, so things are going to calm down a little bit there. Not this week, but last week we were at our son's graduation, our oldest son. He graduated high school.
Oh, that's true. That was exciting, too.
Oh, congratulations.
And then this morning we got to go to the farmer's market for the first time this year. So that was nice.
Ooh.
Farmers markets are fun.
It turned into a whole family event, too. Our son got up and went with us. Our 2 oldest daughters went with us.
Nice.
My sister went with us.
It was a whole family affair.
What did you get
I-
at the farmer's market?
Tomatoes, garlic, onions. My daughter got a tomato plant because our oldest daughter just got a house. So they're planting a garden,
New jalapeno
You're
plant.
gonna say
That's
they got
awesome.
a house, so she got a tomato plant.
right? Our son got all of these like weird. He was just like trying everything. There's some bread with like
Red bean paste in it. A fermented red bean paste, like in this
Oh.
bread.
but he's like, I'm trying it.
I was one time at a farmer's market in Ithaca, New York, and just walking around, and I walked past this strawberry stand, and there was a girl there who looked relatively my age, and as I walked past, she was like, "Would you like to try a strawberry?" I was like, "Sure." And as I took it, she was like, "Remember, savor the flavor of seasonal eating." And I was like, "I'm never coming back here." This is weird. And she said it with like this weird smell, like savor the flavor of seasonal eating. I was like, "Ugh."
Savor the flavor of seasonal eating. I like that. It flows off the tongue.
Well,
Yeah, better than feeding a fed horse.
our son got strawberries today, so now I feel like I need to watch for when he goes to eat them, just so I can say that to him.
You need
Yes.
a reason
Savor
to
the
say
flavor of
that.
seasonal eating. That should
I
come
did-
on every strawberry packaging. Every time you open it, it's like says that on the lid.
last night Jesse and I went out to a restaurant for our anniversary, and I wanted to try something kind of different, and this restaurant had some weird combinations. So I got a burger, but instead of buns, it had cheesy chive waffles. So it came out, and it just had like a waffle. It had everything. It had a waffle, a burger, bacon, avocado, cheese, and onion straws, and then another cheesy chive waffle.
Ooh.
And it was awesome. It was amazing.
I would have expected, a sandwich made using waffles would have been chicken, because chicken and waffles is like a big thing.
They had that too, and I almost got that, but I was really wanting a burger, so I decided to try that. So, yeah, the chicken and waffles thing is good, but I guess a burger and waffles is also pretty good too.
I mean, they've made burgers and put it in between two glazed donuts.
That's gross.
I don't know if that's any good, but
Yeah, that's not fancy.
I feel like next time it's my night to cook, I should make waffle burgers.
Do it. Try it. It's like another appliance you have to get out if you have to have a grill and a waffle maker, but it's worth
That's
it.
okay. I think I have all of the stuff to make both of those. My cook night's Tuesday, so I believe we might be having waffle burgers.
Oh, man. Well, you have to send us pictures if you do.
All right.
For the
We will
Instagram.
post that.
Yeah.
Yes, for the Instagram. That sounds good.
oh yeah, I don't know. Just the thought of taking pictures reminded me. Like we made a deal with, I made a deal with our oldest son that if he made it through the semester with a B average, because that would be an improvement over some previous semesters.
That's
That-
a nice way to put it.
That I
He
would,
graduated. I'm excited.
but that he could pick a color and dye my hair. So I will be getting my hair dyed soon. He chose purple.
Oh.
Purple. Oh, that's a
Yes.
good choice. It's my favorite color.
It's like some kind of blue lavender thing that we ended up getting. So
It's like lilac.
yeah,
Is it like, are you going to dye the tips or your whole head?
I think he's doing the whole head.
And then
That's
he
awesome.
wants
Gonna
me
be
to
good.
put streaks in his with whatever's left.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
You guys have matching hair. That's awesome.
That's a good incentive.
Yeah, he was really excited. So I think Aaron was a little more excited that it was happening. I don't know.
I don't know. I was excited about him having his grades up.
That's true.
Don't confuse the two.
I just know there was excitement.
Well, I think that's a good speak pipe question. If you could dye your hair any color, what color would you dye it?
I was actually thinking about this week, and the color I chose too was purple. I would be
there you
very
go.
curious to like dye parts of my hair purple and just see what that looks like. I've never dyed my hair in my life.
Me neither.
I've dyed my hair once. I was in a play when I was a teenager, and I went all out for this part and dyed my hair. It was supposed to be black, but having blonde hair, it turned like this really dark purplish brown color. It was kind of gross looking.
Kind of moist looking.
I have gray hair, so I dye my hair all the time. Currently, it's blonde.
Oh.
Well, what's
Do you
not
change it from
directly
time to
attached
time?
to your head is blonde.
I do. This is the first time I've ever actually done it blonde. Normally, it's like, I don't know, burgundies and reds. But yeah, my
Well,
next color's going to be, I think, green and blue.
Ooh.
I'm going to do the tips.
I was going to
green
say,
and
you're going to
blue.
have to update the Topic Please logo.
Oh, I know. For my brown hair. It was brown when we started. I copy my children is what it really is. So our second
Oh.
oldest bleached hers blonde. And then she was
Okay.
like, Mom, you'd look good like this. And I'm like, let's do it. So I did. And then I
Nice.
bleached my eyebrows to match. I got the weirdest looks from my family for like a week.
The first you couldn't. It was almost like you couldn't see her eyebrows. Just a matter
Like
of
she
getting
just had,
used
like
to
she
it.
burned them off or something.
Yeah, they were gone.
Oh, no. At work this week, two of my coworkers were talking to each other, and one of them was like, yeah, since I started working here, and she's worked there longer than I have. She's like, since I've started working here, like, I've changed my hair color quite a bit, and it's never been my actual natural hair color. And it was that moment I realized, like, I never noticed that she changed her hair color. I just thought it had been that color the whole time.
Or did you think she was a different person every time, and you had like 4 friends, but it turns out it's only one?
Right?
It's just her. That's definitely possible. I'm like, oh, what happened to so-and-so? Did you get fired? Who are you?
I am her.
Oh, that's so weird. Okay.
That's like my dad with cars, though, because I've like about 3 years ago, I told my coworker I really want to sell my car. Like, it has issues. I need to just get a different car. And I still haven't. And 3 years later, I still am. And my dad just bought a car this week. And my coworker texts me and says, hey, you really need to sell your car. In the time that you've been talking about selling your car, your dad has been through 4 cars. And I counted, and it was true. My dad has changed cars 3 times since I started talking about selling my car.
I think I've been through 3 cars since you've talked about selling your car, but it wasn't a conscious choice that I changed
Yeah, I think
cars.
that was for different reasons. Have they all been Ford Tauruses, though?
No, just a few of them.
Ben's
Love Ford
family,
Tauruses.
how many Tauruses has your family been through?
4.
Yeah, you guys love your Tauruses.
Our family car for a long time was a 1997 Ford Taurus, and that was my brother's car. And then my brother bought a 2005 Ford Taurus. That one didn't last very long. And then I bought a 1999 Ford Taurus for my first car. That one lasted me almost all the way through college. And then I just recently purchased a 2007 Ford Taurus.
Nice.
And it's going to last forever.
It's going to last forever. It's 2007, and when I got it, it had 86,000 miles on it.
Oh, wow. That's
Whoa.
not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's had a litany of problems anyway, but
Well, it's a Ford Taurus, so.
it's a Ford Taurus. They're easy to fix. It's like Lego. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to have a vehicle that has issues, that's the one to go with because
Yeah.
you can figure it out fairly simple.
Plus, I've spent like my entire life working on Ford Tauruses because they always broke down. I just like fixing cars. So I was like,
It's
oh, I
true.
can do
If
that.
you know how to fix like that one model of car, you should just keep getting that one.
And between 1997 and 2007, they did not change at all. My 2007 still has a cassette player in it, and that was well after the cassette player was a thing, or the CD
No
player was
longer
Being a thing.
So, yeah, quit being a thing.
At least it didn't have an 8-track.
That's a good point.
Yes.
That's a very good point. Well, if you want to leave a speak pipe about what color your hair should be, or what car I should drive next, or why I'm stupid for only driving Ford Tauruses, you can go to noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
.com.
Go to the Contact Us page and click Leave a Speak Pipe, and you can just start talking, and it will record you. But let's move on to some games. And Aaron, you prepared a game for us this week, and I'm super excited to play it.
Right. I didn't really name it. It's kind of inspired by the Lost in Translation song lyrics game. So it's some different song titles, but said in a different way. And
Okay.
I don't know how you guys want to go about it. If you want to like kind of talk about it and like just go as a group or go for your own points.
I will get
I'm
no
going
points.
for my own points. Yeah. If she's confident she will get none, then I will go for my
I do not do well at quizzes.
So
But I
should
have-
we group think this one? Should we just all work together?
I don't know. I'm good going.
You and Liz can work together. I'm on my own. I'm winning this.
All right, we're individual.
All right. Well, I have an example one just to kind of give you an idea of where I was going with this. So, like a multi-level, jagged, inclined plane to paradise.
Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Good heavens.
Ooh. That was quick. I was still trying to figure out what those words meant.
I was trying to get them all put together.
Public school, baby.
Is it
Should've
just whoever
attended more
shouts it out
often.
first, I guess?
I feel like that's yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how do you guys want to do it?
Hey,
Um,
I'm
whatever
good with
works.
shout outs.
When? Oh, good. I was gonna drive to your house.
Okay. I'm recording again.
All right. So you guys are just going to shout it out then.
Yeah.
All right, well, see, I don't know how fair that like Noah and I seem to have a little bit in common. So I think we might kind of be on the same wavelength. He might
So you wrote this for Noah. Is what
he
you're
might
telling us.
destroy this.
That was Ben that
That was
answered
me
that
who
one.
said that.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
I know the glasses make us look alike, but
We get that a lot.
we do. That's actually how we met.
all right.
I was actually telling Michael that this morning about how we met.
did you meet at the optometrist?
That we were just
No, we met
Oh.
at church, and this this lady came up to me and she was like, "Noah, I need you." And I was like, I'm Ben. I don't know who Noah is." And then like 20 minutes later, I saw somebody who looked just like me, and I was like, "Are you Noah?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Dope."
and then it
That's
was
how I
fierce
talked in second
competition
grade.
ever since. Dope. His voice had already changed at that point too. so-
nice.
I always sounded like this.
You,
Dope.
you were born in the hospital going, Mama.
Mama. Thank you for giving birth to me. Why did that doctor slap me?
All right. Do we have another? Do we have another question?
All right. I guess I don't know who's keeping score.
I'll keep score.
All right. All right. The next one is maintain your current trajectory, male child of mine.
No, it doesn't. Oh, carry on, my wayward son.
Yep.
Dang.
Yes.
That was yeah. I couldn't think of the name, but yeah.
I was thinking "Sweet Child of Mine," but I
Yeah.
wasn't sure what the first part was about.
All right. The next one. Small person moving in rhythm to music.
Tiny Dancer.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Elton John's
That was
Tiny
it?
Dancer.
Oh man.
All right. Keep having sleep visions.
Dreaming.
Keep dreaming.
No?
Keypad.
Dream on.
Dream on. Aerosmith.
Yes.
Yes.
You're right.
I would not have gotten that if it wasn't for Ben's help.
I feel like this last one you probably all can get. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, because I've been on it so far.
All right. This one is Road to Perdition.
Oh, Highway to Hell?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I was gonna Google that word. I didn't know perdition. Oh, I learned a new word today.
Good job, Noah.
We learned something new. Something new.
Good job. That was fun. I like that game.
I was
Yeah, I like that too.
I was thinking, I was like, well, these guys are churchy, and perdition is a word that's used more often in church. So,
You're churchy. I like it.
We're churchy.
The sad thing, he does his songs come on the radio, and he's like, "Who sings this song? What song is this?" And I'm like, "The one I'm singing." I don't know.
I don't know.
Give me a hint. Is it a band? Is it solo?
I do that with I'll find early 2000s worship music playlists on Spotify, and then if I'm driving with someone, they'll just go through the playlist, and I'll guess who sings it and what the song is to see how quickly I can get it.
My answer will always be "Mercy Me, Medusa." Tony Mac.
With early 2000 Christian music, most of the
That's
time it
everything.
is "Mercy Me."
I know, right?
you got Casting Crowns.
Oh yeah.
The
"Mercy Me" and
DC
Casting
Talk.
Crowns are the exact same band, and you cannot change my mind.
That's kind of true.
Well, I think Noah and I tied in that game.
No, you won.
Well,
3-2.
We weren't playing
I don't think
golf. I didn't win.
No, I'm sorry, Liz.
Dang.
We could have been. I don't think we counted the first one, Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah,
Oh, I counted that.
that was
didn't.
just intended to be an example.
Hey, but it was good. It was quick. That was a good answer.
But I owned it.
All right, a fight broke out. That means Liz wins the game. By
Congratulations.
Defaults.
Last man standing. Well done. All right. Well, I have also prepared a game for the three of you, and I prepared this game about a very not common but recent topic of conversation that I just now I've heard about it, but I didn't really understand it, and I still don't really understand it. But I watched a few YouTube videos on it to understand it, and now I feel prepared to talk about it. I am talking about NFTs.
Oh, no.
Non-fungible tokens.
Non-fungible tokens. Yes, Aaron knows what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't know, non-fungible tokens has to do with kind of this new blockchain trend of cryptocurrencies. And basically how it works is the whole blockchain thing is like a big computer network which replaces banks and is just a way that you can transfer money. Like, I'm sending Noah 3 Dogecoin, and it just processes that using this big public computer. What people have started doing is creating things called non-fungible tokens, which is sometimes like a GIF, sometimes a picture, sometimes something else, but it's a way that you can authentically, publicly prove that you are the only person who own this token. That's what the non-fungible thing is. It is replicatable or non-replaceable. And you can spend money on these tokens and own them for whatever reason. This game, kind of like Celebrity Cost Cthulhu, it's going to be Price is Right rules. And I am going to explain what one of these NFTs is, what one of these tokens is, and you guys have to guess how much it cost.
In U.S. dollars or
U.S. dollars, not Ethereum.
Oh,
okay.
In U.S. dollars, yeah. I'm not gonna make you. I did the translation.
right.
Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Good, because I didn't write a script for introducing that, so I kind of just went with it. So we're going to start with Liz, because ladies first.
All right.
Submitting your answers. The first NFT is called the $85 fart. When COVID-19 lockdown began last March, Brooklyn filmmaker Alex Ramirez Malice and 4 friends did the obvious thing. They started sending audio recordings of their farts to one another. 1 year later, Ramirez Malice is auctioning off 52 minutes of audio flatulence as a non-fungible token. The auction starting price was $85 for this 52-minute clip. What was the final price? Again, Price is Right rules, so closest without going over. We'll start with Liz.
I'm going to say $200.
$200 for
I
Liz.
feel like somebody would pay that just to hear fart noises. I have a nephew, I'm pretty
awful.
sure, that would pay that if he had it.
for 52 minutes of farts. All right, so you say $200. Let's go to Aaron.
I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I think because I don't know, people are crazy. I think they might have gone around $1,500.
Holy.
$1,500 for the 52-minute fart. All right, and Noah.
Yeah, it's got so much meme potential, and I feel like
Yeah.
NFTs and some of the meme currencies, it's all so memey. In my head, I had 2,000. So
Wow.
So
I'm
we
going
have
to say 2,000.
I way
200,
under.
1,500, and 2,000. Well, this, with the starting price of $85, this 52-minute fart recording sold for $420.
Woo!
Which means Liz.
Oh, that makes sense.
I won
You were the
one.
closest without going.
Yep, we went over.
You guys went way over.
Way over.
See,
But don't worry, we're just going to
I guess
keep
I didn't
right
have
on.
enough faith in people.
I guess not. Yeah, they're going to pay $1,500 for a fart. That seems to make sense.
Well,
If it
I
was-
met some people.
There's some people out there who would do that. All right, moving on to question number 2. Good Luck Brian. Do you guys remember Good Luck Brian? It was a meme popularized in 2012.
Oh, yeah.
With a yearbook photo of high school student Kyle Craven depicting him with braces and a plaid sweater was posted to Reddit. I'm going to send this real quick into the nudist chat so anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about will hopefully know what I'm talking about.
If it's what I think it is, then I think it is what I think it is.
Well, that's good.
Yes, this guy.
Yeah, it's used
So-
as a meme. People put all kinds of stuff on it.
Yeah, people would put stuff on it, all that stuff. However, Kyle Craven has had the last laugh after selling this yearbook photo as a non-fungible token. How much did he sell it for? And this time, let's start with Aaron.
I don't know. Like the first one really has me wanting to lowball my guesses here
I know. I'm
This is a cultural
readjusting.
icon.
because I'm.
Bad Luck Brian.
I mean, without that other one, I would have went like 2,400. I think I'm still going to go with 2,400.
2,400 from Aaron. Noah.
Yeah, I'm still with Aaron. I think 3,000 would be oh man. No. I'm going to say 1,200.
2,400 for Aaron. 1,200 for Noah. Liz.
Well, you took mine. I was thinking it's 9 years old. There's been so many memes since. Yes, it's iconic.
Cultural icon.
But being
Bad
able
Luck
to
Brian.
say, like, I own a copy of the original. Like, I own this
Well,
one.
the NFT, you own
own
the
it.
original.
Well, yeah.
You
Other people
you are
have
the only
access
person.
to. Yeah, everybody has access to copies of it and all that stuff. But you own the receipt that says I own the
And it is
original.
public knowledge that you own it,
Yeah. So,
and it cannot be taken away from you.
all right, I'm.
Because that's such a conversation starter. Like at a bar, like, hey, Good Luck Brian? Yeah, I own the NFT. Like
right, and I feel
that would get you.
like it
so
was
much
probably
cred.
bought by somebody who sits in. No, I'm not going to say who I think bought it. I'm going to go with 20,000.
20,000 out of the
20,000?
20,000, Liz.
Yeah,
So
why not?
Aaron says 2,400. Noah says 1,200.
Listen, I never
Liz
get anything
says
right, so I got one. I'm good.
20,000. The correct answer for the Bad Luck Brian picture is $36,000.
Oh my gosh.
Ah!
Wow.
So Liz,
I like money. I'm good with money.
you should be the person who's buying and selling these NFTs. You're like the genius stockbroker of NFTs. We have made a discovery.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
How
anywhere
many
near
questions
that
are there?
high.
Can we even come back?
You cannot come back. There's one last question.
Oh, let's see if
But
I can
is
get it
worth-
right.
It is
Go for a
worth
clean sweep.
the value of money. So however much money this was purchased for, that's how many points it's worth.
All right.
So this last round means, or last two rounds
Winner
mean
takes
nothing
all.
because whoever gets this one wins. The first tweet, the world's first ever tweet was from co-founder Jack Dorsey and read, "Just setting up my Twitter." How much did it sell for? So somebody bought the tweet, the first ever tweet, and they now own it. How much did it sell for? We're going to start with, or sell for, we're going to start with Noah.
I remember reading about this.
Oh, no.
But I don't remember. I think maybe I remember what he listed it at, or I don't remember the number. But for some reason, $12,000 is really sticking in my mind. So I'm going to say an even 12,000.
Even 12,000 for Noah. Let's go to Liz.
See, I'm just going to go with what went in my head, and I've met people who are like eat up with that stuff. So we're going to go high with like $50,000.
$50,000
Yeah.
from Liz. Aaron.
See, I remember reading something about it, and I remember the amount was like ridiculously high. But see, I don't know that I want to guess like the 2.4 million that's in my head.
Oh, just do it.
But
Oh.
I think I just need to like go higher than Liz. I'm going 100,000.
That's what was in my head, and I halved it.
I'm going with
So
100,000.
we have-
That way, I'm still staying on the lower side but high enough that if it's above that, I win.
So we have 100,000 from Aaron on the safe play, 50,000 from Liz, and I believe it was 15 or 12,000 from you, Noah.
I said 12,000.
12,000. Well, the world's first ever tweet sold as an NFT for $2.9 million.
I knew I was close
I told
with
you to
that.
go with it. I'm the
Which
only one
means-
who didn't read about it.
You did read that.
That
Which brings our
2.4 would have been
final
awesome. I
score.
should have just stuck with
Noah-
it, but at least I said it.
Yeah, that's true.
You can say you were going to
Noah,
say it.
You had 0 points. Liz, you had 2 points. And Aaron, you had 2.9 million points to end the game. So, Aaron, you take the victory, but Liz, you take the actual victory.
Thanks.
As far as getting the most questions right.
I mean, if
so
it's
that is a
anything
little bit
like my
about
paycheck,
NFTs.
she's
If
gonna
you
get 'em
hear that
anyway.
come up, you can tell people, hey, my favorite podcast, noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
Noodles Podcast.
.com. There it is.
.com.
My favorite podcast, Noodles at Noon, they said a Twitter NFT sold for $2.9 million. And there's a fun topic of conversation for you because I still don't understand why anyone would spend money on these things. But I collect baseball cards. So,
And if you meet anybody that has one of these NFTs, maybe tell them about like some good charity organizations and
Yeah.
people who could use $2.9 million.
exactly. Yeah, something like that. Well, that is all of our games for this week. Thank you so much to Liz and Aaron from Topic Please podcast for being on. It was a wonderful time having you. Make sure you go check out their podcast at topicplease.com.
Topicplease.com.
And yeah, go check them out. Liz, Aaron, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Thanks for listening to us.
Right, and check out Topic Please.
Topic Please.
Topicplease.com.
Yes, make sure you go check that out. Noah, thank you so much for being on. Anything else you would like to add here?
I'm very sad because I broke my streak.
Of winning games, you know?
I have won games in the last 4 episodes, beating all odds, being known as the guy who never wins a game on this show. And now I'm back to a losing record.
Yeah, well, you get what's coming for you.
And I would like to point, like, Liz mentioned that she's horrible at these quizzes, and she always says she's horrible, and that she's, like, killing us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the last one.
it's your charm.
I'm when I get ready to invest, I'm turning to Liz because she knows the value of NFTs apparently.
Yeah. There's got to be
Unless
some use
it's the
for that
first
skill.
tweet, and then she's going to undersell it.
Well, I
Listen, I'll
would've-
just stick
see
to
if
what I know, and it's art. Kidding. I have
Memes.
nothing. I know nothing about art.
Well, thank you all so much for being on, and thank you guys so much for listening. It's so wonderful to have you. You guys are the true winners because we're all winners here. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you again next week. Goodbye, friends. Have a good week. Do those things. And scene.